Allison Jurgens here from Ascending Spirit. Wanted to give you a couple of tips and tricks to fight off the dryness of autumn. So when we move into autumn from summer, summer is governed by the element of fire. So think everything's sunshine and all of the wonderful things that you do during the summer that builds up heat. So you have no routine, you're working longer hours, maybe you're playing outdoors more, you're eating food that's so luscious and readily available during the summer, and you've built up a lot of heat. Well, how do you know that you've built up heat? Well, as you're coming out of summer, maybe you're experiencing more irritability. You feel inflammation. Perhaps you're getting a little acid reflux. Anger seems to be, really fiery. So your temper gets a little spicy. So those are some common warning signs that maybe you've got a little too much heat trapped in the body. So when you come into autumn, which is governed by the element of air, guess what happens? Fire meets air creates wildfire. Right? So, what you want to do is make sure that you're doing some practices like yoga and meditation, some breath work, and eating right for the fall and autumn season so that you're not causing a big flare up to happen. Typically, what I see is that when people move into autumn, there's just a lot more activity, right? The kids are back in school. You've got all kinds of after school sports. Work is, getting into Q3, Q4, right? So it's earnings time. You're trying to close out the year. And let's not forget that we have family coming into town typically, or we're going to visit families. So there's flying involved, or perhaps travel. It can also be a really stressful time to hit all those holiday parties. So, energy is rising. The dryness of all of this activity and this constant movement is combining with that fire element and creating a really explosive environment. So, what can you do? Well, the grounding exercises that we would recommend in Ayurveda are routine, diet, monitor your water intake, and make sure that you're getting some form of electrolytes in that water. So, pink Himalayan salt is great, trace mineral drops. You could even do coconut water, maple water, something to make sure that you are deeply hydrating yourself. And then really practicing yoga. And there are certain poses that we would do during the autumn time of year. You wouldn't be doing a whole bunch of stuff, so you might not want to go overboard on anything that would be, focused on the solar plexus, which would be your digestive house, to fan that flame, right? So we really want to come into more grounding poses, which might look more like a restorative practice or slow flow, possibly more inversions or balancing movements to really make sure that you're keeping your vata grounded. So, I will have a lot more tips and tricks like this during our upcoming half-day workshop at the Granby Yoga Barn on October 22nd. This is called the Autumn Awakening, and we will be cooking and sharing a meal together. I'm going to offer some recipes that are going to be great for autumn. We'll do an entire yoga session that's on grounding that you can take home and practice, and then we'll also be doing some breath work together as a group. If that's something of interest to you and you want to bring a friend, you'll receive $25 off on your workshop price. I hope to see you there. Check it out on my website at www.ascendingspiritwp.com. Toodles for now.